Hey, Algebra 1 students, this is 2.05, comparing linear functions, and we are specifically talking about transformations of linear functions. Vertical shifts. Vertical means up and down, shift means to move. So we're going to start with the definition of a transformation. What is a transformation? Well, a transformation describes, oops, we need an N there, describes a change in a figure. A change in a figure. So there are lots of different kinds of transformations. And we're starting with the shift. All right. So we need to start with a given function. So we're going to have an original function. Our function here is going to be f of x is equal to 2x plus 1. Now, actually, I'm going to start with y equals 2x plus 1. And this is just to remind you that actually the y and the f of x, that's the same thing. So the f of x just describes the y value for whatever the input is, x. All right. And so that's our original function. And we are going to have our new function. It's going to need a different name. Otherwise, we'd get confused calling the two different things by the same name. So the new function we're going to call g of x. And we're going to make that equal to y plus 3. So this y that I'm talking about right here is this, which is also the same as f of x, which equals or is the same as 2x plus 3. So I'm highlighting those so that we can see that we can replace one with the other. So what I'm going to write next is g of x is equal to f of x, and then we still have that plus 3 there. So this f of x, I've just replaced the y with f of x here. That's all I'm doing there. And so what that then allows us to do is to, again, replace now f of x with the 2x plus 1 right there. And then we have plus 3 still. So what is that plus 3 doing? Well, one thing we can do is we can combine our positive 1 and positive 3 because those are both constants. And so we can combine them. They're like terms. So we'll have 2x plus 4. Now, if you look at this function, g of x, we have a y-intercept of 4 and a slope of 2. Our original function, f of x, has a y-intercept of 1 and a slope of 2. So that means they're parallel. They both have a slope of 2. And we've simply moved this function up 3 units, up 3. So it's a vertical, up or down. It's a vertical translation or shift up 3 units. And that is going to be an important thing to notice, that what we're actually doing here is, so a vertical shift will happen anytime a constant is added to a function. So vertical shift happens when a constant or a number, a constant is just a number, a constant is added to a function. Now, it could be, the constant could be negative. And when it's negative, it's actually going to shift down instead of shifting up. So what we can see here is that g of x, that's our new function. So here I'm going to highlight this. This is the new function. Is going to be equal to f of x. This is going to be the original function. And we'll say plus k. And in this case, k is the constant, constant that determines whether, I need an E in there, determines whether the shift is up or down. If k is greater than 0, f of x is shifted up to make g of x. If k is less than 0, f of x is shifted down to make g of x. So the direction of the shift is determined by whether k is positive or negative.